It's not until now that I realised how much a massive emo I look in this hoodie. Awesome. So, this is the vlog for the VDPC podcast for Full House. If you haven't already heard the podcast for this episode, check it out in the description box below. You can listen to the podcast in a number of different ways on our website for one, at vdpcpodcast.co.uk. And also, if you do a search on iTunes for the VDPC podcast, we are right there. So make sure you listen to the podcast, otherwise I don't make much sense. Anyway, for this week's episode, the topic that the team talked about mostly was aliens, UFOs and all that kind of jazz. And a lot of what I have to say on the subject has already been covered. You did a pretty good job this week, to be honest guys, covering all the bases. And that's probably to do with the fact that there were so many of you taking part in the podcast. I don't really understand how Nathan keeps showing up for all these podcasts, even though he couldn't show up for the ones that he was supposed to be in. Good job, Nathan. Yeah, I don't really know where to start with this vlog, to be honest, because, as I say, I don't really have that much to add. I loved the ideas that Bruce was putting forward, the fact that these alien abductions only ever occur in sort of the middle of nowhere in middle America. Most of the accounts of abductions do tend to come from farmers who were, at the time, drunk on moonshine that they'd made out of dirt and horse dung, dirt and tar. So yeah, not really the most believable of accounts, which I think actually kind of sucks, because I'd love to have an alien invasion. I think that'd be totally badass. I personally think that space is, like, you know, pretty awesome, to be honest. Like, the fact that the observable universe has no edge. You couldn't see the end. Like, it's impossible. You cannot see the end of the universe. And that's badass. And have you heard of these things as well, called tardigrades? Okay, I'm getting a little bit too excited. But no, seriously, there are these things called tardigrades. Not only can they, like, live in lava, which is badass, they can live in space. Like, the vacuum of space. Well, I say live. They're kind of, like, they die, but then they come back to life after being in space, and they're like, yeah, space, it's alright. How badass is that? But yeah, tardigrades, they're pretty freaking awesome. You should find out more about them. There's a link in the description to a video by Hank Green of the Vlogbrothers. It's part of his series called SciShow, and it's an awesome resource for anybody who's got any interest in science, so you should definitely check that out in the description box below. But yeah, coming back to aliens, I've got two favourite aliens. What's that? You don't have a favourite alien? So yes, the award for my favourite alien is actually a tie between this guy, Alf. Look at him. Look at his little face. And joint first place goes to Bismarcky in The Men in Black 2. He uses beatboxing as an alien language. Yeah, how cool is that? But yeah, I don't really have a heck of a lot to contribute to this podcast, to be honest. I did want to make one note about the music selections by Bruce. It was awesome this week. I felt like I was 14 again. It was 2004 all over again. Dizzy Rascal, Stand Up Tall, Usher, Burn. Good work, Bruce. Honestly, I've never been more proud of you than I was listening to that podcast. Good work. Nice. But anyway, that's all from me this week. Check out all the information that I've talked about in the description box below. We've got information there for our website, for our iTunes, and also the SciShow channel with Hank Green. Definitely check that out because it's got some awesome information, including some awesome stuff on Curiosity, the probe that's currently on Mars. I was going to talk a little bit about that stuff, but I didn't do my research, so he did! Check him out. It's good times. And until next time, don't forget to be awesome.